Hello, fellow Sudokans. Welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle. It's Saturday, the 31st of January 2026. I hope you are keeping well, enjoying your weekend, and having fun with whatever you're up to. This is New York Times hard level Sudoku puzzle, regular for this channel. Since we're in New York, we should have some New York news. Once again, Mamdani coming out to make a speech on something, which which comes up on my YouTube feed regularly now. I think they must think I'm a New Yorker, even though I'm on the other side of the world. Interesting one. The city has managed to extract money from those food tech companies, delivery companies that have been cheating their workers. This is a problem of lack of unionized workers nowadays. Companies can get away with anything in what they call the gig economy. Now, what's happened? So they have managed to get $5 million, more than $5 million, from 3 delivery apps. That's Uber Eats, Fantuan, I don't know, I've never heard of that one, Hungry Panda, which will pay, will pay $5,195,000 in restitution and civil penalties and damages to more than 49,000 delivery workers. Why is this the case? Because they were cheated. They had done work and they were not paid for that work. And then after that, not only that, because they kind of raised the point and said that they actually locked them out of the app, so not allowing them to work anymore. Disgraceful kind of behavior. This corporate behavior is just so just vile, and it continues. And unless it's challenged, it will never be beaten. So people do need to challenge it, and whoever's in a position to challenge it. So if you're a worker, maybe a part of a union, that's okay. But as we know, in the US, it's really difficult to actually unionize. As many of the companies have tried to, and it's been really difficult for them to do that. Otherwise, you have to rely on people like Mamdani having hopefully a good look into stuff. But I mean, that's not the way to go ahead. It shouldn't need to be done by the city mayor, should it really? Anyway, such is life. Shall we get on with our game of Sudoku then? Because I do have to take the cat to the hospital today, and he's meowing a bit. I think he knows. I should have. Luckily, he's out of earshot right now. If he hears the word hospital, he'll probably be disappearing into his little hidey hole for a while. Yeah, okay, let's start with digit 1 down here, digit 1 up here, digit 1 across there, and we'll break our duck. And if that translates into a foreign language as something very weird, like killing a duck, it's got nothing to do with killing ducks. 5 and 6 block across here, 5 and 6 block up here. What do we know? We know we've got a pair of 5 and 6 here. Wow, isn't that good? Right, since we know it's a pair of 5 and 6, now what do we know? Well, we know that these are not 5 or 6, so they are 7, 8, 9, I think. 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we've got 8 blocking up here, 8 blocking across there. That will give me an 8 in that square there, and it will give me a pair of 7 and 9 in those squares there, which I can't get just yet, I don't think. Anyway, all right. Is anything else grabbing your attention? Oh yes, there you are. Thank you for pointing that out. There's 3s blocking up and down here, so that will give me a 3 in that square, 3 across here and across there. Hello, keyboard's messing me around again. No, don't start. Oh, come on, keyboard. You've been behaving quite nicely. Alright, can't hold it down, but that's a 3 there anyway. 3 blocking up here, 3 blocking up here, 3 blocking those 2 squares, and 3 blocking this square. So in the top row, there's our 3. And 1 blocking across here and there. There's 1. Okay, so I think we're looking for 7, 8, 9 in this row, aren't we? 7, 8, 9. And 7 and 9 are in this column. So that can't be 7 or 9, must be an 8. And of course, yeah, we did have a pair of 7, 9 there, didn't we? 7, 9 there and there, I think it was. So that's a 7 or 9 there. Can we get anything more? Yes, we can. 4 blocking up here, 4 across there. There's a 4. Okay, I think we'll go through the numbers. I do know that 1 is in those squares down there. And up here, of course. We get ourselves a pair of 2s there. So 2 and 7 block down here, so that is a pair of 2 and 7 in those squares, so this has to be 5 and 9, I think. Alright, we've got 5 and 9 here. Does that indicate anything good? Okay, so what's missing in there? So we've got 5 and 9. And so we've got 1s down here, which I already said. 4, well, I already knew 4 was in those 2 squares there. And 8 is the other number. Oh, okay, so we got 1, 4, 8 in these 3 squares. We got 4 and 8 in this row, so that's a 1. Do you know, I think I had a 5. Where did I see the 5? Yes, 5 blocking down here, so 5 across there. So I did work out that 5 was in those 2 squares blocking across. I knew I had a pair of 5s in those 2 squares there. And now I can say exactly where the 5 goes. Okay, so we're looking for 2, 6, 9 in this row, and 2 and 6 are in the same column. That gives us 9 there. Now let's come back and what did I say about this? I've forgotten it. It's 5 and 6. 5, 6 there, 5, 6. So 5 and 6 in those squares. So this was... is that right? No, that can't be right. 5 and 6 up here. 5 and 6 across there. That's 5 and 6. Yeah, so 7 and 9 in those squares. So 9 blocking up there. There's a 9. And there's a 7. I hope I didn't misspeak before. I may have done. 7 blocking across there. 7 down here. That was a 7. And this was a 2, wasn't it? Yes, 2 blocking up there. I'm asking questions and I'm also answering. This is rhetorical Sudoku, where I ask and answer myself. 7 is missing there. No completed digits just yet. But we do have a pair of 1 and 2 up here, or 1 and 2 up there, and 1 and 2 across there, excuse me. So that's a pair of 1 and 2 in that block. Now what? Well, we could examine the 4, I suppose, which has to be in one of those 2 squares. Blocking across, which will give me 4 there. And down here, no. 4 in those squares there. Actually, I've also got 1 in those squares there. That wasn't quite good enough. Now, I've completely forgotten what I said a moment ago. 1 and 2. Oh, there we go. 1 and 2. So 4 is in those squares. What about 5? 5 is over here somewhere. And 6. Like that, I guess. And 8. 6, 8, 9. 6, 8, 9, 4. This might be a single, but I don't know what of what. But there are a lot of digits pointing to it now. I have no idea if it is or it isn't. But I'm going to try to go through, counting through and seeing what it could be and what it can't be. And keeping my fingers crossed, what a useless exercise that is, that it turns out to be a single. Metaphorically, not literally, because I wouldn't be able to click the mouse or the keyboard if I was keeping my fingers crossed, would I? Right, okay, it can't be a 1 or a 2, right? Because we got 1 and 2 in those squares. So it's not 1 or 2. 3, 4, 5 is possible. 6, 7, 8, 9. 5 is not only possible, 5 is a certainty. Grand stuff. I like it when that happens. Doesn't happen that often, but just from time to time. Spot a single. The lesser spotted single. We got 1 and 2 in those squares now. Does that change anything else? Probably not, though. I already knew I have 5s there. 5 and 9 here, didn't I? Not sure. I should look at these, of course, right? So I've got 1 and 2 up there, so that leaves me with 4, 6, 9 in these squares. And not a lot of help, really. I would say no help, in fact. All right, so let's go back to wandering around. As there are still no completed digits yet. Okay, I think we're looking for 1247. 1247, that is the right number of digits, and I do not see a 1, a 2, a 4, or a 7 in that row. So 147 here will give me a 2 in that square there. And now we've got 2 blocking here, and I had 1 and 2 in those 2 squares, if you remember. So that's the 2, and that's the 1. Two blocking down here puts 2 into that square. The chimes of Little Ben are in the background. This game doesn't look like it's going to give up until the end. I think it's just going to be tough all the way. Yeah, I think so. Alright, let's try and work it out. What goes here? 6 and 9. Excuse me. 6 and 9, I think. So these squares dare not be 6 or 9. They have to be 5 and 8. Do we have any clue on 5 or 8? I'm going to say no, I don't think so. I've got 5s in these squares already, and I've got 8s. Well, probably like that. Aha, I found the trick. Gotcha. Now, earlier on I said 4 is in 4 blocks up here, so 4 has to be in one of these squares, right? So now we've got 1 and the eventual 4 from these 2 squares blocking across here. So that means those 2 squares are 1 and 4, and the last number to go in this column is a 3. Now we can get the 3 blocking down here, across there, and across there. There's a 3. Two blocking down, and across here will give me the 2 in that square, and this is, I've forgotten now, 6 is it? 6, I think it is. And 6 blocking up here, 6 in one of these 2 squares blocking up, that will be a 6 just there. And the last number to place down here is a 5, and 5 blocking up will give me the 5 in that square. And I can get this because I know that this is 6 and 9, and so this is not. This is 8. Yes, I did look at that before, didn't I? I've forgotten it. 8 across there, 8 blocking down there. There's the 8 there. 8 blocking up here, 8 blocking up here. There's the 8 and 9. Remember, this 4 blocking up here will give me the 4 there. And I think I had a pair of... No. Did I have a pair of something here? 4 and something? Maybe I'm dreaming. Never mind. Probably don't need it now. We've got 4 blocking down here, down there. There's a 4. 4 across here. 4 down there. There's a 4. And 4 blocking up here. Up here. It gives me the 4 there. And 4 across here. 4 across there. There's our 4. The missing digit over here. It looks to be 7. 7 blocking down here. Down there. There's a 7. 7 across and down. Oh, I just needed the 1 down. Would have been enough. and 7 across here gives us 7 in that square. Right, 3, 4 and 7 are finished, so we've made excellent progress from this point on, and 8 is done now as well. So I was a bit concerned that it was going to be a headache for the rest of the morning, but no, seems like we've gone past that point now. 6 blocks across there, that gives me a 6 in that square. We finish with a 9 there. 9 blocking across means that's a 9. Missing numbers here are 1 blocking up there. There's a 1, and this will be a 5. 5 down, there's a 5, and this is 6. 6 across there, there's a 6. This is a 9, I remember. 9 across there, there's a 9 in that square, and the missing number here is 5. Right, we're almost done. How about that? What do we need? We need 1, 2, 6 and 9. So let's click on the 1. Yeah, we got 1 blocking down there. That finishes the 1. Missing number here is 6, I think. And 6 across gives us 6 in that square there. This is going to be a 9. 9 blocks across there. There's a 9, and the last number 2. We'll finish the game. That's our New York Times hard level puzzle. An enjoyable one, I think, for the last day of January. Thank you for joining me. Take care. Bye-bye.